Welcome again. Welcome again. We are live and we're super excited to be here on this Thursday with no other than Coach Tonia Smith. I am the CEO and founder of Next Level 2 Women Entrepreneur. My name is Sunshine Fullenwider. And here at Next Level 2 Women Entrepreneur, we help women to start and grow their business by providing speaking platforms so they can expose who they are and what they do. We also provide support through our coaching and business network. So we have lots of events throughout the year. And we're super excited about this current event that we have, which is 10K Global Women Business Tour, and which focuses on marketing. And we're super excited about the entrepreneurs that came up to a platform to share about their business and to share about their passion, but most of all to expose you to their products and services. Well, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic over to Coach Tonia Smith, as she has a great workshop that she's going to provide to you just to get in depth of what she has in her business that can serve you. Without further ado, I'll pass the mic over to you.
Well, thank you, Sunshine. And I really appreciate that you've provided this platform for us because this is such a great service. And it's been a great experience to work with you and the people in this community. So I'm going to have a share my screen and let me get that going. Today, I want to talk about why video marketing and how to do it scared. And so, I just to qualify me a little bit, and just so you know who this person is that's talking to you. I love animals. I am a horse fanatic. I love traveling with my horse. I love my family. I'm an author. I've found success in the network marketing industry, and I've presented, walked stages, and I also love camping with my horse. And so for about 20 years, I worked as a 911 dispatcher, and I was a supervisor, and it was high stress. So then I opened a grooming business. And then I realized, the online space, I probably need to have a backup plan, right? That in case I couldn't groom dogs, I needed to create an income. And so I decided to move to the online space. Well, what happened there was that I found that people were telling me, you got to go live, you got to do video. It's, if you're going to get anywhere, you have to do video. And I thought, I'm not doing video. I can't do video. I am scared. And I remember taking like 120 takes to get one 2-minute video for a funnel that I was creating. And the idea of going live was just ridiculous. I mean, I would be sweating just to prepare and plan for it. I would be I would be a mess. And so one thing I wanted to go over, and I felt like just to share with you some things about why fear stops us from doing what we want to do and achieve. But why video marketing? Why, if there's a fear you're struggling with that, with video marketing, it's so important to overcome that fear. And so we're going to dive a little bit into why we need video marketing, what fear looks like for entrepreneurs, and we're going to do a little exercise for that. And then what fear blocks us from video marketing, and then how we overcome that. Just some tips that can get you through that. So fear is, and I found this interesting, it's an unpleasant feeling triggered by the perception, right? Fear is a perception of danger, and whether it's real or imagined. Our bodies, our minds, we really don't know when we are experiencing that feeling of fear, whether we're really going to be killed by a bear in the woods, right? That's where we get that natural ingrained instinct to be afraid, or if it's real or imagined. So to give you just a little, last year, something happened to me that really changed my whole perception of how fear can not only keep us from growth and from achieving the things we want to achieve, but the beautiful experience on what it looks like on the other side of fear. So last year, my friends and I decided we're going to go ride our mules 6 hours down from the top of the canyon down to the bottom spend the night, and then ride 6 hours back up the next day. I thought this would be grand. I was not, to my knowledge, had never experienced a fear of heights, a healthy fear, right? Like I had never really skydived or jumped off anything, but I just didn't feel like had this fear. And so when we started riding down the mountain, to the canyon, and my mule, bless her heart, Miss Joan, she was a beautiful black and white mule. I just loved her. But she, for some reason, thought it'd be fun to walk on the very edge. And if you can see that trail, there's no railing, there's nothing to stop you from falling. And what I experienced was a fear I've never in my entire life felt. It was debilitating in the sense of everything hurt. I couldn't move. I couldn't I wanted to take pictures and video, but I couldn't do that. I just could look at her, and I was focusing on breathing because my breath was pretty, it was hard to breathe. And then I started feeling some really strong physical effects. Well, what happened was I had to make a decision. Do I want to make it all the way to the bottom? And I knew I did. I knew I'd regret it. This was a once in a lifetime experience, and I did not want to miss it. So about an hour in of complete misery, I prayed. I asked God to intervene. I said, you're going to have to help me here, because I want to get down to the bottom of this canyon, and I'm going to go miserable. I'm going to be completely miserable. And I'm just going to have to just give this to you, God. Please take this over. Take this fear off me. And I looked at my mule, and I'm like, you have done this. She has done this hundreds and hundreds of times. I felt like I should just trust, give, faith over fear, right? Well, it was immediate. It was like walking through a door. The transformation was so quickly. From one side of the door, I was debilitating fear, and the other side, it was gone. And it just hit me like, what in my life, what in entrepreneur's life, anyone that's what is fear keeping you from achieving, right? And what can we do to stop that cycle of fear keeping us from doing the things we want to achieve? And so this quote by Roy T. Bennett, on the other side of fear lies freedom. So what kind of freedom is available out there for you, that if you could recognize the fears that come up and stopping you from achieving what you want to achieve, what if you could overcome that and find out what is on the other side of that? So, why overcome a fear? Why even dig into a fear, right? Why not just let it, avoid what's scary, right? So video marketing, if you're in the online space, or you're wanting to achieve an online, whether you have a business, online business, network marketing, brick and mortar, but you're wanting to get online, video marketing is where it's at. It's one of the fastest way to increase your brand awareness and reach. You get better engagement with your audience. You can build authenticity and trust. And this is very important, because the people will not buy from you if they don't trust you, right? So to build your authenticity, your trust, and so that you stand out from the competition. So many people are concerned. A lot of times I hear this, that they're concerned that, well, everyone is, there's a saturated market, maybe in their industry. And so the one way you can stand out in what you feel or a perception of a saturated market is live video. It's where you show up as you. You show up with your unique self and your viewpoint, your unique viewpoint, your life experiences. So let's dig just a little bit, right? What belief do you have about your self-image that once, if you identified that belief, that you could actually overcome, right? So to give you a little bit of example, when I was a little girl, and this is something I realized just probably about 2 years ago, I'm like, why am I so afraid to be on live video? Why am I afraid to show up on social media? I didn't want to do a selfie. And what I realized was, when I was a little girl, I was told, probably because I liked attention from my family. I was really shy around public, any strangers, but my family, I wanted attention from them. I was the baby of four children, and so it was probably a little competition thing going, right? And my parents, someone was always telling me, quit showing off. You're just showing off. Just stop. Quit showing off. And so that sunk, that stuck. And I had to really realize or dig into that and find that out. And then, okay, what do you do with that? Right? I can't resent my parents for that. I mean, I could, but that's not going to benefit me. I had to forgive, right? Forgive them. And then kind of forgive myself for fallen into that, because you got to we beat ourselves up, right? We tend to beat ourselves up. So we need to change the narrative in our minds, because aware of that I am statement. I embrace that. I am afraid of live video. Well, I had to reframe that. So I want to just dig in just a little bit, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to ask, and Sunshine, you can answer if you want, or you can.
Yes, I would love to.
So I want to show you, and this I found was fascinating. So a lot of times we think, I didn't think I was afraid. I didn't think I had suffered or struggled with anything fear-based, right? I was brave. Like, I'm an adventurous woman. I am not afraid of anything, right? That was in my mind. And so I found that I was a big procrastinator. I would just avoid things in my business. Anything risky, I would avoid. Do you ever feel that way? Do you ever feel stuck or overwhelmed?
Yes, yes, most
Right?
definitely. Yes, especially with all the things we have to juggle.
Yeah. What about that imposter syndrome? Right? Feeling like feeling like you can't show up because you're not good enough, or
Mm,
that you may be feeling like you're not like the other people that are really successful, right?
yes. Mhm.
I was trying to see you, Sunshine, but I think if I do that, I can't see you. So
No, well, I can see you, but I would totally agree with that. You have times where, where sometimes I would feel like, okay, am I even, is what I'm doing important? And and not only that, am I even worth actually being online in the presence of others, being able to hear what it is that, I have to share. So, yes, definitely I can relate to all those fears, probably ones I can't even mention. Yeah, so totally, yes.
well, these are the ones I chose because I think these are the research I did was these are actually supported by research. And what I found was fascinating is these are symptoms of fear of failure or success, and that it was reoccurring, like procrastination can be a sign of fear of success or failure. Same with negative self talk. It can be a sign that you have a fear of failure or success. Now, I remember struggling in my, the beginning stages of my online business. And I remember thinking, I probably had a fear of failure. I think I kind of had that, embraced that a little bit and thought, yeah, I feel like I'm so afraid of failing that I don't want to take risks. I was definitely not a risk taker. I wanted to know everything before I did anything, right? And what, and of course, all of these things I struggle with too, and probably still do in some, right? Like, I probably still find myself in negative self-talk. I still find myself, feeling overwhelmed. I mean, it's just what we growth and all the things we can do, but it's still something to work on. Well, what I discovered was that all of a sudden I came to the conclusion. I think one of my coach helped me, but I had a fear of success. I was afraid that if I succeeded, I wouldn't have time for my family. If I succeeded, people might want too much for me, and I might not be able to help them in the way that I wanted to help them. And so that was a legit fear. So I really thought this would be a great opportunity, and I'm going to pull up this so I can look at it. I don't know where I put it. I was going to ask some questions that just to ask. Here they are. And I just so that I want to make sure that I'm not. Um, are you still seeing my slide?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Um, okay, good. So, just a couple of questions to ask yourself. I don't need the answer, but these are some things that if you to kind of think about, and maybe like on a scale of 1 to 10, how often do you think about these things? So, how often do you worry about failing in your business? How often does that come up? How often do you feel anxious about the future of your business? How often do you feel overwhelmed by the responsibilities of running your business? How often do you not feel good enough to succeed in your business? And this is, I think, this is the last one. There's several more, but I feel like for time's sake, I won't go into all of them. But this one I think is really vital to get clear on. And I will admit, total transparency, I still struggle with this one. How often do you feel that you're not taking care of yourself because of your work demands? Any of those resonate that maybe at one time you struggled with, or that you've, Sunshine?
I would say, as far as um, the I would say fear of failure and success. Mine was fear of success. At first I used to think it was failure, but it was fear of being successful, and I had to work through that. And as far as the overwhelming, and so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is very common, right?
Mhm.
This is when I found out that just procrastination can be a result of fear, I was like, what?
Mm.
But it is. So let's move on. Let's talk about video marketing, because this is what we want to solve. If you're not able to get online, I mean on video for whatever reason, we want to help you work through that. So let's dive in a little bit. Why is it so scary? Well, let's go back into some of the things that probably we just talked about, but there's fear of judgment, right? Fear of looking nervous, fear of criticism, fear of forgetting what to say. So imagine yourself on video, and if that's a fear that comes up, or maybe you're not that afraid, but of doing video marketing, but to be live scares the bejeebies out of you, right? What is it about that? And I think it's important to get clear, just like when we talked about fears that come up with being an entrepreneur and what that means. I think it's important to understand when your fears come up and why are you resisting? Why are you procrastinating doing video marketing when we know it's so vital to our business? We can grow faster, we can make more connections, and it's just can be life changing in your business and life. So, fear of forgetting what to say, like these are things that I know I struggled with. I was petrified that I'd get on live and my mind would go blank. I didn't think I could live through that. Fear of technical issues, fear of the unexpected. What if somebody, you're in an interview situation like Sunshine and I are, and then we, someone asks you a question, you're not prepared, right? You just like, I don't know how to answer that. And fear of being vulnerable. Sunshine, do you like the little monster I added today?
I like that. That's captivating.
All right, so let's get a plan. Let's do some planning and preparation. Start looking outward. Instead of focusing on how we're feeling or what might go wrong, try focusing on that one person who needs the solution that you have to offer, and then speak to that one person. Don't imagine all those people out there. Think about that one person that if you don't get on, that one person might not be helped. And I know that sometimes it's like, oh, they'll get help from someone else, right? They don't need me, but they actually do. You might be that one person that, how many times, let me back up a minute. How many times have you heard something said from 100 different people, the same thing, and one person says it in such a way, you're like, oh my God, I get it now. I finally get it. And you might be that person. So let's do some steps to overcome fear in your video marketing. So focus on what you know or do well. A lot of times, starting that process, we tend to we want to be over the top amazing, right? We figure, well, if I'm not that good at stuttering, or if I'm not that good at it, at least the content will be so amazing. But really and truly, simplicity is sometimes best. And if you know it and are passionate about it, you're going to come across that way. So focus on what you know and what you do well. Know your audience. This is so important. If you understand your target audience, if you understand that person you're talking to, and remember I said, if you pick that one person that needs your help and you talk to that one person, if you understand that person, the message you present and the feeling you have about presenting it's going to be so different than if you're just trying to talk to everybody. And then you're going to want to create your content to solving that problem and speak to the person that is struggling and help them. Basically, that's what you're doing. You're just helping them. And remember to focus out, focus on them and helping them, not all the things that could be going wrong. So I wish we had this. This would be fun if we could just, everyone, like, pick up your phone, because there's some steps that could really help you overcome the fear and maybe force you into doing it anyway. Like, even if you're scared, right? One thing you can do is prepare and practice, of course, right? You want to know your content. You want to make sure you've done whatever research you need to do and just kind of get some really good quality material together. And it's going to be something you're familiar with. So don't, like I said earlier, don't try to, get in your head that it has to be above and beyond what you know. What you know is good enough. And then take your phone right here, your little cell phone, and record 5 1-minute videos just on a topic you know about. And no one's going to see it. Don't worry. You're going to record them and you're just going to do it just for you. And you're going to make them good. So you may take a few takes. I get it. Like, I'm still creating. I have to take after take, right? But you're going to record 5 really good videos, 1-minute videos. Then you're going to record in your own private group. Create a Facebook group. Now, if you feel comfortable going in another group that you can go live in, that's fine. But if you're scared, then go and create your own private Facebook group. No one has to be in there. And then put those live videos in there. Record not the live videos, but the videos off your phone. Download them in there. Then, after you do that, then I want you to go live in that group. So you're going to do those 5 1-minute videos. It can be different videos, different topics, but you're going to go live in that video. And if you're in that group, if you're brave enough, invite someone to watch. Invite a few people to watch. If you're even braver, go it live in real, like public. Go live, okay? And so by doing this, you start to small, building that confidence. You build that confidence muscle. And then you can always have a backup plan. Use a script or an outline. And that a script is difficult. And I'm going to tell you why. If you keep a script, and I'm not saying you can't start out with one, I'm saying if you keep a script, you're going to find that if you get off, you're reading, and then you're like, oh, I've lost my place. That's going to bring up some fears. And it's going to kind of reinforce that feeling of, oh, it's just not going to be perfect, right? So I have found that an outline, just keeping those bullet points, someone like me that loves to talk, I could get a little, if I don't have an outline to keep me focused, then I tend to ramble. So, and then focus on your message. Think about that one person that needs you to show up. So this is something that you can do in rinse and repeat, right? Once you create those 5 videos, you can do it again and again. So, on the other side of fear is growth and transformation. So, work on changing your mindset about fear or what is stopping you. When you feel resistance, when you feel something coming up and you're like, I want to just go take a nap. I'm going to go binge watch Netflix, right? That's kind of a procrastination. That's an avoidance symptom. And so start changing your mindset. And honestly, when I feel that resistance come up, I look forward to that because I know now what I didn't know in the early a few years ago was that when that happens, I'm gonna experience growth that I've never seen before. Because once you push through that fear, push past that, it is beautiful. It is really beautiful. So focus on the benefits and the opportunities for your audience, like the benefits and opportunities of you showing up as that beautiful, authentic self. How is that going to, and it's also going to improve your business. It just is. And this is so important to embrace imperfection. Embrace imperfection. If you may have heard the term, done is better than perfect. And if you need some help, get support, feedback from friends, hire a coach, whatever you need to do, right? Sometimes we need that extra support. So now it's time to take action, right? The time is to take action. And so I have a free course. It's a $97 value. And it is basically created to simplify, because a lot of times we think, if I go live on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and whatever other platform is available, right? That's overwhelming. And so what we've done, my business partner and I, we've simplified and multiply, showing you how to simplify and multiply your content creation strategy masterclass. So grab that free class. Here's some things you're going to get. You're going to have 30 extra content in less time, be seen everywhere on multiple platforms without all the busy work and confusion. You're going to discover a solid content creation formula that you can rinse and repeat. And then you will finally have time to focus on income producing activities. So here's the link. And I will hesitate here, and then I'll just go to how to connect with me.
Awesome.
You want me to stop sharing?
Oh, yeah, let me go ahead and stop right here.
There we go.
Okay, awesome. Great. I love the way that you presented this workshop, just because it is a need that we still have in the business environment. I would like to take time to ask you some of the questions that people have submitted after watching your videos and want to know how they can better improve the video. They sometimes that they'll say, okay, it's easy for me to go live on a video when it's with somebody else versus when it's by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so that being said, and sometimes it can get stuck in that bubble. So what are some steps they can take to transition so they can go live by themselves and actually do live videos?
Well, that's interesting because I would say for sure, if you are scared to death and that is something that would help you is do an interview situation, but you do have to go to that next step. And I think to using the 5-5-5 method, start recording yourself on your phone, getting that it's not about I mean, even if even I got a little prop here. Even if no one ever uses it, I mean, never sees it, it's developing that muscle memory, that consistency. And so try that. I would say record it on your phone, get used to doing that, and then go into, if you feel comfortable in a group setting. A lot of times I hear people will go into their private group, like with people in it. They feel comfortable going live in there, but on their profile, where their friends and family and people like that can see them, that gets scary. But what do people do when they first meet you in person or on social media? The first thing they do is they go to your Facebook and check your profile. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you have live video there, then where they can get to see you and get to know you and get to like you and trust you quicker, it's gonna be so much easier when you're trying to grow to your audience.
I
So
love it.
that would be what I recommend is the 555, and that just gives that gets that ball rolling.
I love that. Whenever they work with you, what part of your program actually helps them to be able to create content to be able to use when they go live? Because sometimes a lot of entrepreneurs say it's hard for me to go live because I don't know what content to even go live. Would you say being able to know their audience or their target audience makes a big impact in being able to know the content to produce?
Yes. I think there's one thing you can ask yourself that would really solve that. What problem do I want to solve? And what am I going to sell to offer that? Like, what are you selling? A lot of times we get so wrapped up in selling things that it's not aligned with us. And so we get all, and especially if there's a lot of things we're trying to sell. And so I would recommend narrowing it down. Find that one thing that you want to offer. What problem does that one thing solve? For example, let's say you have a sleep product that you want to share. You've got a benefit. Like, it has helped you sleep and you can't wait to share it with the world. Well, then if you're talking about a lot of other different products that you're not aligned with, it just comes across. And so I usually, one of the things I do is help someone narrow that down to get very clear. Now, that is someone that's in maybe a network marketing or a direct sales or doing affiliate marketing. But if even in a brick and mortar business, if you own a brick and mortar business, you're trying to promote online, just getting really clear and showing you and showcasing your products. Pick one at a time. So to back up and answer your question, Sunshine, I would say that the best way is, like you said, getting very clear on who you're speaking to, finding, it's part of branding, right? It's part of understanding who you want to show up as. And so once you get very clear, so let's go back to the sleep product. Let's say you're promoting that and you're being able to tell people about it. And what I teach is how to find the language your audience is using. And I think that's vital. And that can be overwhelming when someone first hears that, but it's so simple. And there's so many resources to find that. And if you're finding that language they're speaking, and then you create content that speaks that to them. You go to Google and search and you find the exact language people are searching for and create content around it. Right.
Awesome, Mace. I love what you said and I love the fact that you said that you'll be able to plan it and structuralize it, which makes it easy to be able to go live. It's something that you said throughout the workshop where you said for being able to do proper research before presentation. And it makes me think of being able to be prepared before you present, which is going to help you build that strong, confident muscle that you need to be able to have the courage to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And we talk about fear. I know you pointed out about fear throughout the presentation and what keeps people from being able to do it. It's one of those things. You also said during a presentation, you can't stay there, because it does impact your business and it does impact your business growth. I think because we have so many different platforms on social media, from Facebook to Instagram to Twitter to TikTok, and so many different platforms, and every platform is different. And so how does the entrepreneur know like how to really be able to show up, since there's so many different platforms for their business, and how far to take their presence in the platform, and how far, so how do you gauge that, and how do your coaching program help them with that?
Yes, I love this. I love this. This like lights me up. This is exciting to me because it's a struggle. And what I love sharing and helping people with is what the struggles I actually went through and came on the other side of. And one of those struggles was trying to be everywhere, and it was exhausting, and I was getting burnt out. So what we teach is how to simplify, just like that masterclass. And we also have a monthly content creation club where we help our clients create a month's worth of content in just a short time by breaking it down and simplifying it. And there has been such a great response, and people are so excited because they're finally getting it. Like, you can create, and there's a lot of strategies. And what we teach our people and what we do for ourselves is, instead of trying to figure out what you're going to do on every platform, focus on the problem you're going to solve each week. Focus on one problem a week, right? Find out, and it depends on your business, right? So we have some of our clients are not really wanting to sell at this point. They're just trying to grow their email list. And they're at this point, like, that's all they're trying to focus on right now. Or they're trying to sell a product or a coaching program. And so break it down. Each week have a small, tiny little topic, because you can really expand on that. And then create a video that you can break down into shorts, that you can create an email from, a blog post from. Like, there is so much by that, putting that work, and I love using my hands. So putting all that work into one little product, like one live video. And if you're not ready for live video, and some of our clients aren't, we just a very solid, like an email or a post that is, a lot of effort's gone into it. So if you think about it, you only have to do that once a week. And if you think about it, you only have to come up with a topic once a month, and then you're kind of done. And so each week when you go into it, I don't know if anyone has ever woke up Monday morning and go, I don't know what to do this week. What am I going to post? What am I going to talk about this week? If you got it planned out, you wake up Monday morning, even if you've not created a single post, you know what you're doing, right? And then to fill in the other things, part of the week, we do share things like how to get very clear on what kind of branding you're going to do about yourself, your content buckets. And we have a lot of strategies for that. But the whole mission is to be seen, like, if you imagine a roadmap, right? And if things are all this is going everywhere. We teach about how to put links in different places. Your profile, it can be a lead generation machine on your different profiles. And so we teach those concepts and strategies that help that. But the most exciting thing to me is to be able to work in less time and get more done, because I love enjoying my family and I love life, right? And I tend to attract people that want the time freedom and financial freedom. But
Yes, I think you summed it up in a nutshell. As far as I think on one of your slides, you were talking about, do you feel overwhelmed? And I think that goes back to what you said. They want the time, the freedom, and being able to enjoy our families while being able to build a successful business. So that being said, I just wanted to, if you could share what's the highlight part of your workshops that you'd like people to be able to take away with them as they continue their journey and being able to incorporate video into their business.
I would say the highlight is, if this is something that's stopping you, whether it's doing live video, or showing up consistently on social media, or showing who you really are. Now, you don't have to show everything about who you really are, right? We're not going to, but showing up, right? And being transparent and sometimes vulnerable. It can be scary, but if you find that you're not progressing in your business, just analyze that and think, okay, what fear is this? Fear? Is this fear? Am I afraid? And then what can you do to get through that? Push past that. And it can be awkward and it can be very painful in times. But what is on the other side? What is on the other side of fear? What is their growth and what transformation could be happening for you? What do you see yourself? Think about yourself. Imagine 10 years from now. 10 years from now, and you've achieved everything you want to achieve, right? What would you be telling the person you are right now? You would probably tell her, don't worry about the fear. Don't let that fear stop you, right? Don't push through it. it's so worth it, right? So that is, if I get nothing else across, I think that is what, um, when I had that experience going down the Grand Canyon, I realized, and I had pushed through a lot of fears and roadblocks, and I'd done a lot of work to get through a lot of. I was messed up. I just gotta say that through my entrepreneurial journey, it was just roadblock after roadblock. And when I experienced that on that, like it was like a door. It was like on one side was debilitating fear, and on the other side was freedom. Just like where Bennett said, like it was freedom. And if I could share that and help others experience that, I have to do that. I have to. God was letting me know you have to share that. And so this is why I'm here.
We love it. We love it. So glad that you are here and so glad you come onto a platform and share this so more entrepreneurs can take their business to the next level and start doing live. And I love the way that you break it down where it's step by step, but still achievable and obtainable. If you can tell me again a little bit more about how they can sign up for your next program and be able to get started and share, and I guess your screen is down, but just if you can verbally let us know the platform that you're on the most, and then
Mhm.
we'll go ahead and conclude the broadcast.
Okay. Well, I would say Facebook has was my first journey. I am going into YouTube and into Pinterest eventually, but I would say if you want to find me, go to Facebook. I am on TikTok and Instagram, but Facebook I have is where I feel like my home is. I've got a group in there. If they decide they want that master class, it will direct them into an opportunity to work with me at a very reasonable price. So that would, with our content club that we meet every month in. So if they want to, if you anyone wants to check that out, it's just look at it. May be a fit for you, it may not, but it's all in there. So
Awesome. There you have it. Working with Coach Tonia Smith. If you have any challenges being able to do live video, she is the coach for you. My name, again, thank you for coming onto the platform. We appreciate all the value that you have brought to the platform and you continue to bring to the platform. My name is Oluwafun Kefalin White. I go by Sunshine. I'm the CEO and founder of Next Level 2 Women Entrepreneurs, where we empower, elevate, educate, and equip women in business and in life. We provide speaking platforms to expose who they are and what they do and provide support through our coaching business network. Please check us out at talk2sunshine.info. Again, talk the number 2 sunshine.info as we continue so many more things even going on this year. Again, thank you all for coming onto the platform, and all those that listen to a replay. We want to say thank you again for being here. And until next time, you all have a great night.